One of the big topics, obviously, I think relevant to many in the room here is all of the initiative around expanding broadband coverage, broadband service capabilities, and the various different funding programs that are available. Obviously, the next large one is around BEAD, but there's a number of programs today that are funding the build out, and in particular, as the access network evolves, the middle mile now has to evolve. What are your thoughts on how that's going in general, and then what does the next, say, 24 months look like as BEAD starts to gain some momentum?
Yeah, sure. Well, obviously we know that the states all have their BEAD allocations that happened in June, and now they have to the end of the year, the 27th of December, to submit their initial proposal, Volume 2, which is their intention to show how they're going to manage the BEAD process. Once those all get submitted, they then open it up for public comment in each of the states and territories. Then they have to run it by NTIA to get their buy-in, and that's going to take quite a period of time as well. And all this happens before you all get RFPs, if you will, from the states. Now, many, if not most of these state broadband offices have other programs, as you know, that are underway as well. So there's probably $100 billion of federal and state grant money floating around out there to help build out networks under a variety of different programs with a variety of different rules. We've seen some bending of the Notice of Funding Opportunity rules for BEAD, but not a lot. Letter of credit is one area where they've bent a little bit, so that's good. I don't anticipate a whole lot of additional bending going forward. And some things have become a theme. I mentioned security before. That'll be a theme across the entire government and anything related to any type of public funding. So you're going to see more and more tightening of security requirements and demonstrating security rather than just talking about security going forward. And we'll spend a little bit more time on that later. So, I think later next year, maybe mid next year, you'll see some of the states that are further along with their state broadband offices starting to release information to potential subgrantees, but most likely it's later next year. And then money being spent actually late 24 and into 25. So it's obviously slower than what people thought. I think it's 27 or so is when they're supposed to spend all the money. It's not going to happen. So they're going to have to extend this out a bit as well. That's kind of my high level. And Bruce, I know that you and Ribbon do a lot related to this area. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, again, what's I think fueling the business today isn't really BEAD. To your point, the funding there is a couple of years out from being reality, but some of the previous funding programs, we're really seeing a lot of momentum around that. And we want to work with our customers where traditionally we've been a key part of their voice infrastructure. And now we're helping evolve and create capacity, add capacity, both at the optical layer and the IP layer. So, we continue to invest more and expand the team that's focused on that segment of the market, and really want to get your feedback again over the next 2 days on what more we can be doing to really help make that more successful and drive that part of the business. So.